First of all, tell us how was your ink experience, talking and presenting your stuff and being telling the world that you are on IMDb.
Okay, yeah, I think that's you got me there. So, but good. I met Lakshmi 3 months back, and we had a great chat, and we were just sharing the stories. She was telling me some of her experiences, and we instantly connected here, and it was, and I know Varun, so it is, I'm not even feeling that I'm at some sort of a platform and where I have to. So it was very very organic. I know some of these guys, and last year I had seen Varun's talk, so it was, I always thought, okay, this is a good platform to go, and if you have to tell a story there, it's actually not going to be easy, but thankfully it was not that tough. And yeah, coming to IMDb, I think it's a story of Indian win rather than TVF win. So yeah, I definitely wanted to share that on stage.
Generally, TVF videos are targeted at the youth, so to speak. But today there are so many senior people who connected. Even Lakshmi is addicted to TVF videos. So how does that make you?
See, I think that has happened not with this show, but I think it has happened with Permanent Roommates, which happened last year. So we made a show about younger couple and their family. Then we did a show called Tech Conversations with My Dad, which is very popular in the elder generation. So if you look at most of the content that TVF does, it is not really about cuss words or being edgy or being these are real family which sit together and watch the shows. So we keep getting screenshots of connected TV pe laga ke, and the entire family is sitting and watching the Permanent Roommate and watching. So I think that way we've been able to sort of expand our audience, and we believe that we can actually end up making stuff which is maybe targeted at youth, but everybody from 14 to 44 is gonna love it.
Generally, viral videos are supposed to be either scandalous or newsworthy or something that kind of ruffles feathers. So how do you edge away from that and still make content that connects?
See, I think that's one of the genes of which normally people tend to get confused. So we have always been a filmmakers company and a storytellers company. Not even one person in TVF is a comedian, and nobody does stand up. So only Vipul, who heads our TVF Live, he's the only comedian. So we've always sort of tried to tell a story in the sweetest of the ways. We have I can't do 30 seconds of stand-up material, so we'll be that bad. But for us, every piece of content is more about entertainment and telling a moment of truth without resorting to making it more edgy, and that's just our choice. That's how we are. It's not something that we think we are holier than thou. There are better ways of actually shooting up and saying it straight, but we have somehow, you can call it our middle class sensibility, you can call it our not being up there on the stage all the time, you can call it whatever you call it, but I think the way as creators we choose to tell stories more in a Raju Irani way than a Anurag Kashyap way. You can just say that. I think that would be objectively saying this.
So now that Permanent Roommates and pictures have hit it off and with the audience, and so do you want to make that transition into transition away from the internet? Is that a thought?
No, not really. I think if you look at the viewing habit in the ecosystem, I think everybody wants to watch content whenever, wherever they want to do it. YouTube happens to be one of the best experiences that one can get, and if you've missed pictures on TV, TV channel, and then you are waiting or you missed it, you can't really. But I think if you go watch it on the web and watch it on the net, it's very. So I think it's sheer that, but that's just a enabler. Ultimately, you're still watching good content. So you're not really. So 99.9% of stuff on YouTube is crap. So that everyone knows. It has more crap than television has. So I think that way, it's not. You don't wait for everything. This makes it easy, but we should all remember that technology is an enabler. You're ultimately there for the content.
So right now you're talking about the power of content. So what happens? The Saas Bahu serials on TV are also content. The cat videos are also content.
Yeah.
So how do you, where do you place yourself in that content?
See, I think that is what I keep telling everyone, that when somebody thought of a Saas Bahu show, it's a very real insight. 2001, if Ekta thought that, okay, there is so much of feud happening in family, so that's actually a real story. That's more real than some of these directors who copy Hollywood movies. That's more real, that's more Indian. But I think there is more reality than that, and that is the only thing that TVF or I sort of want to promote and stand for. That's a good story, that's very relevant, but there are 2,000 more stories which are more relevant, and I think we should also speak of that. So I think that's where we feel that we will try to cater to different kind of realities in moment of truth, not this, because many people are doing this.
So now that you are kind of the Ekta Kapoor of YouTube, because as in not in terms of content, but in terms of
Thanks. That's really, I don't know if I should take it as a compliment or
It is.
no, but like I said, that when she came up with this idea, that is the most brilliant moment a creator can get. Yeah, and she I mean, look at her. She's scaled it and done it for 1.5 decades. Nobody can manage that. So if you, that's a compliment. If I would love to be in her shoes any day.
Exactly. So what kind of now anyone with a camera can pick up and become a YouTuber? There are so many fashion bloggers, there are adventure bloggers, everything. So what do you see as the future of vlogging in India? As in, how do you go about it?
I think I think we still haven't scratched the surface of either blogging or video logging in India. I think that's something which is still very nascent. As I said, that ours is a country where creators haven't done sea of creation. So we are still getting, some of us have just gotten cameras in our hands. So how do we sort of, people in the US or people in the Europe, they used to get 8mm cameras in their 8th birthday. So they are from that generation. We shouldn't really bog down ourselves with those kind of ambitions. At the same time, we have a camera, so I'll expect 5 serious bloggers to actually give time to develop their craft, rather than just seeing that, okay, let's do it, it's so easy. So I think, like I said, if they do their homework, I believe that in India, vlogging and blogging has to be big. Blogging is big, I don't know, I mean, text blogging at least, that is very immense, but I still feel that there is a lot of untapped potential there. I would like to believe that. So,
alright, 5 tips you would give someone to become a YouTube celebrity.
See, I think first tip would be to ask this question to AIB. Second tip would be to ask this question to Kanan and third tip would be to actually try and be themselves. And fourth would be to try and do it regularly and in a more sincere fashion. I think, if they do that, that's what is missing. And like I said, that it's not just about YouTube, it's not about anything, it's about being a performer, being a personality any which way. So for us, like, it's become an online content world which is everywhere, and I keep telling ourselves that we don't have a YouTube breakout rock star from our country. We don't have the superwomen, so we don't have
Justin Bieber.
We don't have Niga Higas of the world here. I think the closest would be, in terms of personalities, even TVF is not a personality. It's mostly AIB boys and Kanan Gill and Pachwa who are personalities and who are stars. So I think, we need a lot more of that, and that can only happen through great work, and consistency is very important. Otherwise, it won't happen.
So as you said, there is a huge pool of content and talent that there is in the YouTube world. So would you want to collaborate or kind of give a platform? Are you in that position to give a platform to such people who want the spotlight?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we have a couple of teams who are working with us. So there's a team called Screen Patti, who are these guys who are excited and they're making something. We are talking to so many creators. So now that the kind of brand and viewership we have, we are, and I mean, through this video itself, I would like to tell everyone that, you guys, if you want to do anything, we are now in a position to actually help you guys and create whatever they want, and whatever expertise or experience we have over 40 months. I think we have been able to do that with creators who are very raw. What we achieved in 1 year, our Screen Patti team has achieved in 2 months, is because we have that experience and we can lend that. So I think we'd be more than happy to do that.
Okay. Now I'm asking on camera, would you like to collaborate with BlogAdda, and if yes, in what form?
Of course. So let's. I don't know. So that's where you guys come in. I mean, if it's a collaboration between BlogAdda, you guys have to tell me and make me understand what is it that you want to do and what is it that is true about BlogAdda. So if I am able to understand the ethos of BlogAdda, that's when we'll be able to do something which is very honest and at the same time entertaining.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So what's the future for TVF? You've scratched, as you said, people are just barely scratching the surface. So what's underneath the surface?
I think TVF for us, I think now that we have a show in top 250, let's have a film in top 250. So we'll do that. I think that happens to be our next big goal. And I keep saying this, that we should try and be India's answer to Disney, at least HBO. So people do call us HBO of the country, so that's nice. But we should have more money than the catering budget of HBO. I think that's where we still have to do a lot of work.